Hello and welcome to our Smurd P video, and today we are looking at Marauders Volume 2 hardcover from Marvel Comics, and this is in Jonathan Hickman's Krakoa era. And I was thinking about these hardbacks the other day, and actually I've got quite a few now. There are quite a few of these hardbacks, and I was starting to think, do I actually want these? I guess that was the question I was asking myself, because I love my omnibuses. I actually love my hardcovers, but I generally don't go and buy individual series in this sort of style, etc. I either wait for the omnibus to happen and then I'm in. So I'm actually, I guess it was a reality check that I'm surprised that I've actually invested so much in these. I'm still going to get them. I'm still going to review them. But I guess the question I was asking myself is, do I keep them or do I just read and sell them on? Because I generally don't collect books like this. However, they are beautiful. If you look at the whole era or like this, it is a beautiful set. And then I started thinking, well, what's missing? So, for example, Fallen Angels is missing. You know, I haven't seen that dropped in anywhere, which is disappointing. I also haven't seen New Mutants as well. And I have looked, because I thought I was going mad that we haven't seen New Mutants in this volume. We haven't seen Gerry Duggan's New X-Men in this format, unless I'm mistaken. I could be, but I swear I've looked. I swear I've gone to see. So I can only think that they are thinking about omnibuses. Certainly Gerry's run on X-Men, you know, he's at 20 issues now. So I could easily see that it's going very well. And you can see him being on that title for a while. And perhaps they do an omnibus there. I feel like that would just continue straight after Jonathan Hickman omnibus. And easily with New Mutants. New Mutants is at, I'm sure they're either in the late 20s or even 30 in terms of issues. You know, that seems to be a consistent run. Other than that, everything else has dropped off. Excalibur's dropped off. X-Force is the only other title that is still running. And even Marauders. I've got to say, I'm disappointed that they stopped where they did and they started again. So, and I'll probably talk about that in a little bit. But I just wanted to show the two books together. I've deliberately put that in a stand because it kept dropping out, but I love this one with Shaw and Emma. However, I do enjoy the whole team together, and the consistency in blue, sorry, I should have done this, but the consistency in blue is very, very nice. And Marvel do seem to be doing the colors and the same format on the back. So I just wanted to do that quickly. Have I taken the right book out? Yes, I have. Right, so firstly, let's lift this up. And in the background, I'm going to be honest, you may see my, hear my 7-year-old daughter. It's almost bedtime for her, and that's when she decides to, well, tell us her life story. So you may hear that in the background. So there we go. So we have this beautiful cover of the Marauders, and I think this is a great team. I was really enjoying this team dynamic of these two slowly actually becoming sort of buddies. You know, we know why Emma Frost likes Kate Pryde, because Kate Pryde keeps Emma honest. That's why she likes her. She also likes Sebastian Shaw because I think she enjoys the games that they play, etc. And then you've got some others in the back. You got Ozzy, Pyro, Iceman, and Bishop in the back. And then just turning here on the side, we have We Are Mutants and We Must All Pay the Price for Paradise. Emma Frost. I think it's a nice thing on there, which is cool. Then you got Collected Marauders. So we got 16 to 27 and King in Black Marauders 1. So there is 12 issues compared to... No, it's the same. Ah, right. Okay, now I get it. So just remember, in between Marauders 1 and 12 and 16 to 27, you have the X of Swords, or 10 of Swords as it's meant to be called. So just remember that's in between. I thought I was going mad there because I was expecting to see 15 issues there on the other book. And in some ways, that does make all of these little runs a little bit difficult because they have this gap in the middle, which is X of Swords. So whatever you're reading, you then have to go and read X of Swords, unless you're clever enough to read them as as they go along, then read that event. I'm not sure I can be that patient, to be honest with you. Maybe I will. You got the Krakoa right in there, and then you got a little synthesis there, which is cool. I got mine from Forbidden Planet, I'm not going to lie. I've got a few little dents there. I've got a little knock there. I will be requesting change. So it's got all the talented team here. So you got Gerry Duggan. Everybody knows, if you watch my channel, I'm a big fan of Gerry. So I'm just going to take off the dust cover quickly. And it's pretty darn tight. I think that's because of all the damage this book has sustained. So a little bit disappointed. So I do like Forbidden Planet for omnibuses in particular, because they're usually well packed and protected. So however, this book has taken a beat. I mean, look at that. And even, you know, the corners of this book has taken a beating. So I'll be requesting a replacement. At some point you got a nice pirate bit on the front. And then in here you got the creators. You've got Gerry, who's on the writing. You've got the illustrator Stefano Caselli. I do apologize if I get any names wrong. I don't like getting names wrong, but sometimes it happens. I'm human. I make mistakes. Matteo Lolli. And there is a bit about Phil Noto, who I'm a huge fan of. Phil's variants on the likes of Immortal X-Men. So Phil's work is known to me. It's got a hold fast, and once again, it's got a whole synthesis there, which is pretty awesome. So let's have a quick look in the book. As I'll be honest with you, I only read this recently, and I've already forgotten what it's about. And that says a lot about perhaps this Krakoa world. They're now becoming really, they're not connected to the big story at all. They're just lots of individual teams doing lots of individual stuff. So, which is cool. I was trying to remember, because in the later issues I was thinking, wait a minute, how did Sebastian Shaw get better? All of a sudden it was better. I can't remember if he does Crucible or whatever. So maybe that's it. There's a bit with Callisto and Storm. So there are some great numbers of stories. Do you know what I really do adore? Which I'll get to in a minute. I do love this team and this rescue team, and I think that's, so I love this bit. So you get like the cover here, and it's all in sort of blue, and then you get number 18, Saving Face, for example. So I just wanted to say I was very disappointed in terms of how this ended. I thought it felt like all of a sudden they were just doing a reboot of this series. So highly disappointed in that, because I thought it was a really good team, a lot of fun. You got this bit reverting back to the Hellfire Club, which is pretty decent. And there's some beautiful moments, and you even get this out with the old A Tale of Hellfire Gallipoli. Sorry, am I right in thinking that this is, yeah, this must be the issue from the Hellfire Club. Am I right or am I wrong? Yeah, no, I think they've thrown this in there. Yeah, that must be correct. I've just thrown myself out of sync. Yeah, so they got this, or maybe it's just a, no, because there is that issue 20. I feel like it was issue 21. So they've clearly kept that in there, which is very interesting. And then you've got this blast from the past, and then it just carries on and starts heading towards the end. And like I said, I was very disappointed, because I really did like where this was going. And you know, they have a decent space adventure, which is pretty cool. Kill Shaw, I love that. Love the fact that Kate Pryde's got that on there. That's pretty awesome. And then it's just dead. And they bring Leyland back, and Leyland was obviously been dead for a very long time. I like how they did that. It was a bit more tactful than what we had seen previously. And then at the back, in fact, we're already there already. So we get the end, and then that's it. And then I guess when they start these new books, they will start with this new team. And I read the sort of annual that sort of splits this team, and then this new team forms. I feel like this is where that should have ended in my mind. On that annual, I feel like it was an annual one. It's this whole part fast. So it's got like this. In this, they just continue with the numbering, and they call that book 3, which they could do. I don't know. I mean, they're probably only. I feel like they're only maybe half a dozen issues in. I could be wrong. I haven't got that far in my Marvel Unlimited reading. All I know is that I finished this run, and that's why I stopped until I get on to the next one. I'm actually, funny enough, I'm reading New Mutants, which I was saying doesn't seem to have any hardcovers, which I find odd, and I feel like maybe they thought actually this title's doing really well. That's why they kept that title, and then they decided that, yes, issue 21, the Hellfire Gala, and I feel like they're definitely aiming for, they must be aiming for an omnibus with that. And then you got this nice little team picture, although Banshee's been dropped in there, which is interesting. Nice, man, it looks pretty dope. Wow, that's a really cool cover. See, I try to, those who watch me know that I'm a big fan of, that's a nice one. That's based off a card, I feel. Masterpieces, was it Masterpieces that did that? I tried to steer clear of variants from X-Men because I swear I could probably spend a fortune on X-Men variants, so I'll stick to my Power Rangers, try and be strict if I can, and then just collect this. Oh yeah, you got the King in. So I think, I can't remember if King in Black is a story that I have. I don't feel that I've read that. I'm not sure where it drops in here. Well, I say that, I may have read it. What's the terminology? I may have read it in when I was reading King of Black. I may have done it then. But I'm not sure where it fits in here in terms of the book, but it's in there somewhere. So anyway, I'm really glad that we've got another title in nice hardback format, I guess, from me and the way that I collect books. I feel like I will decide to sell these because as much as and don't get me wrong, I will continue reviewing, I will continue getting them. I may hold fire on the Marauders one for a bit longer, and the likes of X-Force and Wolverine, because those titles are still going on. And in terms of this, I'm not sure if they will end up just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just carrying on with the numbers, because they could easily do that. And the fact that it says hold fast in that last page, I'm not sure whether that's just specific to how that issue ended, or if they're just saying there's more to come. In fact, let me just, I'm just going to quickly look at Volume 1, how that ended. Just one sec. Yeah, so Volume 1 just says to be continued. So it just continues. So whereas that one is hold fast. I feel like they should put that annual in there and ended this team, and that's how this book should have ended. But, you know, that's my personal preference. Anyway, if you like my video, please support my channel by subscribing. Thank you to those that are already subscribed to my channel. We appreciate you folks. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. As always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.